Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about a very powerful approach or strategy that you can use to analyze the markets as you combine Btmm with your order flow concepts. Now, before we go on, if you have not subscribed to the channel, before we go anywhere, please click that subscribe button. Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon to be the first to watch when we upload any new content. Remember, we have that road to 10K target, and I've got some great giveaway for you guys as we reach that target. So before we go anywhere, before you watch this video, hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, so basically what I'm going to be teaching you guys today, I know a lot of you guys struggle with level counts when it comes to trading Btmm. I know people who have struggled with it for years, but I'm here to simplify it for you as I combine it with order flow. But remember, what I'm going to be teaching you here, right, you're not going to find this in every market. Remember, if you're going to find something every time, everybody would be rich, right? So what makes a person, or a trader rather, profitable in the market is being very selective. Right, so that is what I'm going to be showing you here. I'm definitely going to take you to the charts, right, but I want you guys to get the whole idea of what I am basically looking for here. For those people who are new here, you can go watch our previous videos and you'll be able to understand this more. If you might find it a bit confusing here and there, but for those people who have been watching, this will be very easy. Okay guys, so we all know that within the market maker cycle, right, within the market maker cycle, we look at a peak, right, after 3 levels of rise. That is what we are basically focused on. Yes, the market can go for 3 to 5 levels, but we are only interested in trading a peak that is given us 3 levels of rise and then peak formation. Okay, so when we have a peak formation, we are going to have level 1, level 2, or level 3, and these levels, right, can be intraday, these levels can be daily, right, and these levels can be weekly or monthly, right? As we look at these demarcations that we have right here, as you can see, these are period separators, and in the monthly time frame, this means that this separates the years, right? And in the weekly, this will separate the weeks, and the daily, and this will separate the days and the months, right? And the 4-hour will separate the weeks. Okay, so what we're basically going to focus on here, right, since we're still talking about level 1, right, this level 1 right here, right, in this case we are going to look at this example from the H1 time frame, right? So whatever I'm showing you here is something, right, that you need to go back test from the H1 time frame, right? So 1 day of drop is basically what we're going to focus on here, right? 1 day of drop is basically what we're going to focus on here. But within this 1 day of drop, what I'm basically looking for, I am looking for markets to show me. Remember, we trade when the banks has shown us their hands, right? So if we have a drop, base drop, this area is the area where banks have their orders. So this is where we are going to wait for price approach back to this area, and then we expect price to go to the downside. But why do we wait for this area? We look at how price has left this area, right? So those big momentum candles is the reason why we are going to validate this drop base drop area as an interesting area for us to go short when price makes its way up to that area again. So this level 1 that we have right here is going to be 1 day of drop, and the area that we're going to focus on here is this order block that we have right here. This is where we are then going to wait for price to get to the next day, and then we move into the next level, right? Remember, he has to start the day with a false move and then move away the rest of the day, right? I hope you guys remember trap moves and how dealers trap traders, right? So that is what we're going to focus on. As we go to the next level, we are going to locate our order block, and if it's the next day, we wait for him to give them a false move, get to our area, and then we go to our level 3. But is this going to happen all the time? No, right? So that is why you need to be selective, because there's a lot of pairs that you can find on the market, right? So here's a very let's go to the H1 time frame, but we're going to look for these examples. As I said, right, you're not going to find these examples everywhere, right? Or these trades everywhere. So you need to be very selective, right? So here's an example that I have located right here, right? We can all see that we have got a peak formation down here, right? A multi-day W formation, as you can see, multiple hits to that low, right? So what do we have after that? We have a nice move up. So that's our level 1. Remember, this is your H1 time frame. So level 1. So can you see that the next day, right at this area, right, we had a nice move. These are variations to it now, but the only important thing you need to wait for is you need to wait for the dealer to show you an order block, right? So this is what we have. We were given the order block right there, right, and then we just continued going to the upside. So right here there was no entry point, right, but the entry point was given towards the start of the new session, right? So this trade moved during Asian session, right? So that is expected since we are trading in the DJPY. But what I'm basically asking you to look for is you look for the order block and how price left that area, right? That is exactly what we are looking at right here, right? Look at how price left the area. The distance is very good, and then price made its way back down to that area, and then look at how price just left the area, right? Very good trade if you are very selective for this trade, right? Very good trade. And also for more confluence, we had a 1350 crossover, and this was actually our 50 pounds, right? But for you to trade this, you need to locate a very good pattern, right? You need to locate a very good pattern. That is why I say you need to be very selective, right? Here's another example. We've got a peak formation, right? A nice move to the upside. Is there anything here? No. We've got a nice move the next day, and we're given a very good order block. Look at how price left the area, right? Look at that big candle, the momentum, right? It's all about our order flow, guys. It's all about order flow. There we go. Look at how price left the area. And then look at what we have the next day. Price leaves the area, right? Comes back to the area and then continues moving to the upside, right? Continues moving to the upside. Even on this area, guys, look at what we have. A nice peak formation, right? We've got a day of drop. Within this day of drop, what did I say? Remember, you need to identify your order block. So where is that here? Where's that example? Sorry, there, right? So within this day of drop, here is our momentum candle for the day, right? Here's our momentum candle for the day. There you go. And that is exactly where price came to after giving you, right, this peak right here. Price went and gave you a nice M formation at that area, and the reward was amazing. And a good example or a good tip for you to be able to wait for these trades in the right market context is to use your fib and wait for these trades at the 50, 60, 180. That's another factor of confluence that you can use, right? But remember, you need to be very selective. All right, so we can move to another example. We can look at GBP CAD. Okay, let's look at GBP CAD. Remember, we are focusing on the H1 time frame, right? So let's look at a very recent example. This is what we have. We had a peak formation, right? We had price going down, right? Where did the momentum start for this day? Right here, right? That is where the momentum started for that day, right? So you need to understand your variations. It's not just always at the 50, 60, 180. No. Right now, look at what happened the next day. The momentum was issued right there, right? Look at that. That is exactly where price came back to. For the next day, the momentum was issued right there, and look at that. Price then pushed all the way up to that area, right? So you need to understand the variations, guys. You need to understand the variations. It's not just going to be easy as it seems, right? But for me, of course, with the experience I have and the knowledge that I have, it is easier for me to identify these trades, right? Okay, so we're gonna look for more examples. Last example, remember, I like having you guys go and big test, right? That's the only way you can learn. Go do some big testing. It's there, right? Come on, guys. If you have big tested, it is easier for you to see it. It's all over. Look at that. It's all over, guys. And with further confluence that you're going to have when it comes to Btmm, trading will be very easy for you. But as I said, it all comes down to being selective, right? So I actually had an analysis on GBP CHF, right? This was an analysis on GBP CHF, and this was my order block. So can you see that this is the H4 time frame, guys? This is the H4 time frame, right? And I had identified this area to be my order block, right? I had identified that area to be my order block. So what I wanted to see was, because already look at what happened. We had price giving us momentum there, and already price is already came back to the area. So the area I was interested in was this one. So I wanted to see price come back to this area, and then I look for long opportunities. It does not mean price has to reach here. No, it does not have to reach that, but you can definitely make some good pips if you understand what you're looking for. And then this is what we have, guys. Look at how price turned at that area, right? Remember, I saw this trade right here, and I had to have the patience to wait for it to come back to this area. And then look at that already. If you were stalking this, a nice W formation that you had down there, you would be up right now. You'd be looking at a nice 74 pips on a Monday, right? So guys, do some big testing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon. And for those looking for free signals and free setups, do join our Telegram channel. Find the link in the description below.